Speaking of the wild, there's been a meme going around that's taken the internet by storm. And the question is, would you rather be in the wilderness with a man or with a bear? And the reason it's gone so viral is because women are in droves, mind you, most of them fat and ugly women, in droves saying they would pick the bear. Mia, what would you pick? Would you pick a man or a bear?
I would.
You wouldn't be in the woods in the first place.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be in the woods in the first place. But I mean, I would pick a man.
Yeah.
A bear's gonna kill me.
Oh, so that's the reality. Is if you're within the distance of either of them to where you can see them, a bear, you're dead.
Yeah.
A man, he might be a creep. He might be a monster. Worse than the bear. There's about less than 5% chance of that. Probably less than 1% chance of that, honestly. But.
And the thing is, it's not even just because it's I want a human.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, let's think of it from a self-defense perspective.
I prefer a human, but also I would prefer a man because he could get the bear away. I can't defend myself from a bear.
Let's think about it. If they both come at you at a dead sprint, who do you have a better chance against, the guy or the bear?
Well,
you have
either one I'd struggle with.
You have a handgun or bear mace. Who's that going to work better on, the guy or the bear?
The guy.
The guy, yeah. And that's the problem is you get these feminists, they look at it from a victim perspective because everything's about victimhood because victimhood's trendy now, right? They're not looking at it from a perspective. That's why these people live such fucked up lives because they don't look at it from the perspective of how no one's coming to save me. How can I save myself? They look at it from the perspective of I'm going to be victimized. That's why your outlook's so messed up. That's why you will never succeed at anything you do. What were you going to add?
Is it like, would you prefer which one is coming to attack you or which
No, just
one?
being in the woods.
Okay.
It's a stupid question to begin with. It's stupid. It really is. Here's the facts, guys. You want to know why I started carrying a gun when I walked my dogs? It wasn't because of other humans. It was because of animals. It was because I had one too many close encounters with a big, nasty pit bull. And if a guy comes at me, I can try to talk him down. Maybe he just wants my wallet. I can get out of a situation with a guy. Whereas there's absolutely no reasoning with an animal. Now, if this is a serial killer, or a rapist, which is less than 1% of the population, yeah, that's a little bit different. That we're going more toward the animal territory there as well. Which is why you carry a gun and just shoot him in the head. You don't have to worry about it. That helps out a lot there. Someone's trying to hurt you. There's this thing called a 9mm. You shoot them in the head and they don't hurt you anymore. It's crazy how it works. And not even the head, just the chest, like 5-6 times. Unload the mag into them. They won't hurt you anymore. I just think it's so stupid. The amount of time and energy, though. I don't even care about this thing. I think it's so stupid the amount of time and energy people have used arguing about a hypothetical bear. You want to know my theory on this? I don't think this is a benign internet meme. You're rolling your eyes. Why?
Because you've already told me your theory.
And it's the correct one. Whenever I see something come out of nowhere to the explicit point of it is to intentionally divide people. That's a PSYOP. That's a PSYOP, especially when it's men and women, because the elites, the World Economic Forum, the regime, the communists, Soros, whoever it is, right? All these folks pulling the strings. They've made it very, very clear that a big part of their agenda is depopulation. So they want less people that they have to take care of once they get their communist, Marxist, hellhole utopia. And less people that can rise up against them. And they pretend to think it's for the planet, right? Or pretend to say it's for the planet. They don't believe that. But whenever I see something come out that's meant to explicitly divide men and women, even more than they already are, I start asking, where did this come from? This came out of nowhere. This didn't pop up organically. I remember I woke up one morning, and I'm pretty hip to what's going on. We have a whole segment called Trending This Week. I pay attention to shit that's going on. I wake up one morning and I see people arguing about a bear. What are you talking about? What are you laughing about?
You sound like an old man. I'm pretty hip to what's going on.
Me and the kids are like this, okay? Not in a weird way. Just like, I know, I got my ear to the ground of the street. I got my ear to the pulse of the streets out here, right? And I wake up and I just see people arguing about a bear. And don't say that it's just men getting upset. There were absolutely women that were raging at men and just coming up with these fake scenarios so they could get even more angry at these guys they don't know. Don't act like this wasn't a two-way street, because it 100% was. But I see people arguing about a theoretical bear out of nowhere. It wasn't organic. This was forced. The last time someone came out of nowhere that divided men and women was this guy named Andrew Tate, who had a little bit of a fringe following online, all of a sudden blows up overnight. Guess who Andrew Tate's dad worked for? The CIA. I don't think Andrew Tate's a Fed, but I think him blowing up was forced by the feds, because it divides men and women further and makes it easier to depopulate the earth when people don't want to be around each other.
Isn't he British?
His dad was American.
Oh.
So he said it on record that his dad was CIA. So, and we've pulled the trends up before that young men are getting more and more conservative at record rates and young women are getting more and more liberal at record rates. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? The algorithms at these tech companies, they send messages to, or they send content to specific demographics. So young women get super liberal shit, feminist stuff like that, LGBTQ, and then young men get force-fed Andrew Tate. And young women will get force-fed a little bit of Andrew Tate in a negative context so they can get upset about him. And they can hate all the men and think they all want Andrew Tate. And the only ones left to reproduce with will be the low-T beta male soy boys that they don't care if you reproduce with them, because your offspring are going to be really easy to oppress and they may not even be able to knock you up in the first place because they've got such a low sperm count. So that's what this is about. I really do. When the people that have outright said on multiple occasions that they want to depopulate us, that control all of these algorithms and control what blows up and what goes viral on social media and what doesn't. When stuff comes out of nowhere, not in an organic sense, but blows up out of nowhere and explicitly divides men and women, which leads to less people fucking and will eventually lead to less people having kids, I 100% believe that there were ulterior motives here, and those ulterior motives just so happened to be depopulation. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.